What's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of the Nash Pickleball podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. If you've known me in my past life or a different timeline, my friend and I that you see on screen has been a huge part in the music scene here in Hawaii. My good friend Justin Lamantia has recently taken up the sport and another hobby of his called pickleball. But without further ado, let me introduce Justin Lamantia. Justin, if you want to just get into, you know what? Let's start this off a little differently. So, obviously, we're gonna be talking about pickleball,
Yep.
and obviously, you played before we got into this recording. So, how did today go?
Today went good. I woke up this morning. I wasn't sure if I was gonna go because the weather. It's like 50 degrees. It's super chilly. The courts are all wet because it had rained. But we got squeegee guys on it, and since I got my Natch long sleeve in, I decided that what better opportunity to test it out. So, dude, this thing kept me warm in 55-degree weather. It was perfect. It was yeah,
Did you
no,
get
for
any
real, it was like
playing at all though, or just
yeah.
mostly like a squeeze? Okay, okay.
Yeah, we squeegeed everything, and then once the sun came out, the courts dried up, and we played. I got 4 games in, won half of them. So I went home on a win. So always got to leave on a W. I can't go
Oh,
home. I can't go home on an L. It's too hard.
I know. That's
I think
everything with you.
about it until I
Not
play.
even with pickleball, just anything that you go through your life, but you see you getting irritated, not
Yep,
seizing the day, if anything.
got to go out
Okay,
with a
so
win.
today started good. Okay, so let's go back. Let's Tarantino this. We're gonna origin story this. Um, so I guess let's give a little background of who you are before we got into the music scene and how we became friends and what kind of things you dealt with life and then I guess we can go into how pickleball has been a huge factor of maintaining life now, I guess.
Dang man, where do I even start with that? Like even like pre-music and all that. That's
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
I
I would
mean,
say
you and I both know like the trials that you had during life before we even met. So I guess give an idea of people,
yeah,
even our my
yeah,
viewers on this channel don't even know that I played music unless they see like an icon that's on a pickleball thing. So yeah, I guess yeah, just start off like no one even knows.
yeah. So when I first got to Hawaii, man, it was I was just showed up, very normal Howley boy, military kid, getting my teeth kicked in everywhere I turn because I got a shitty attitude. But honestly, how everything started, and I think with our friendship was I was living with Herbie at the time. Herbie he was an army vet, and I think you guys started doing some music stuff. But me and you were not musically involved at that time. It was mostly just Walking Dead. Started to get interested, and then we started hanging out and doing some of that. But it was my kidney thing really is what was the driving force behind that started everything kind of life story wise. Because my kidney started failing back in 2015, and we knew it was a matter of time before I ended up on dialysis. We knew it was a matter of time before I needed to seek a kidney donor. And in my head, it was just you got to make do with the time you have. And I started being very selective about my friendships and people that I wanted to bring around me in my inner circle because I knew I was going to have to be in a no quit mindset at some point. And I couldn't have those people in my corner that were willing to give me excuses or make excuses for me. And anyone that was hanging out with Herbie at that time, aka you, most likely going to have that mindset because that dude, Herbie, got that mindset.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, but once I saw that in you, man, and it was you almost wouldn't let me quit. And this is where like the music kind of kicked in, and the friendship on that level was you saw me doing a thing. You saw me singing in parking lots. I was working at Shakey's Pizza in Waipahu at the time,
Oh, wow.
right? Playing acoustic guitar out of my trunk, just a little depressed about my health, doing things I'm not supposed to, probably drinking a little more than I should have. But for whatever reason, man, you saw a potential in me. And it's funny because this will circle back to pickleball. This will come full circle.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's insane how it happens. But yeah, man, and it just from an acoustic garage song that had no probably had it wasn't going to go anywhere. That would have been it at the Shakey's parking lot. But for whatever reason, man, we meet, and then you tell me, we're turning this into a song. We're turning it into a full band song. It's got potential. You got to stop being so hard on yourself. And then I think it got to a point where I almost wouldn't accept the help, and you kind of had to dig the claws in a little bit. And all right, slap me around a little bit. Stop being a bitch and get it together. And I think once that came through, and then I started seeing the small results of my hard work,
Yeah.
as you presented them to me.
Yeah.
It
It all started with the first song with At the Bar, like
yeah.
for viewers
That's
that,
the song I was talking about. Yeah, At the Bar. Yeah.
for viewers that don't know, we're in a band called Beware the Bear. Even though like he's living in Portland, we still find some energy to stay active, whether he comes to me or in the future I go to him. So we'll see how that goes. But we first, like he was saying, like we first contacted each other about a song that he posted. Um, Something brought me into that picture to like, oh, okay, I really hear something in addition to the song. So we got together and we started recording or just jamming, I guess, just to feel each other out. And then in terms of the results, if correct me if I'm wrong, in results of what you're saying, Justin, is that once you heard, I guess like the demo version or like the near mix final version of that song, that kind of put everything in perspective. It's like, okay, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, it was like maybe I do have a chance. Maybe I'm not. Maybe they have a little bit more talent than I'm giving myself credit for.
Yeah.
But it was never presented to me in that way, and I was never really given the outlet like that. So when that was provided for me, I almost didn't know what to do with it. So, as it's happening. But I mean, it's so crazy that we go back on that a lot and we talk about that and bring that up a lot, because there's so much more inner workings of that, of how our friendship became. Because while we're creating this song, we're both in devious relationships. Like,
What?
like,
Really?
yeah. We're not
We're
gonna
going
name
into
drop,
that
but
already?
we're both going through the ringer, man. And this isn't I'm showing up, we're playing and bouncing. We got to have those bro to bro talks at the bar. No pun intended. We got to go get the bear juice, the chai lattes from Starbucks. There's just so much stuff like that, man. Like all the Star Wars inside stuff that we talked about, the movies we got to see.
Comic book the Dragon's Lair.
Yeah, just like shit. Like there's so much more to that than I think a lot of people will ever understand. And I think that's why it means so much to me, especially. Is it's
I don't
at
think
the bar
anyone.
just represents a moment
That's
in
just
time.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's like I guess that stone in the water creating the ripple effect.
yeah, man.
Like every ripple effect is something, a story that we shared or an experience that we share with each other. And sad but true but funny at the same time. It's like no one's gonna really know what we're talking
No, yeah,
about
you don't. Yeah,
unless they were there. Unless they were there
yeah.
at that specific moment in time. It's like what?
We got to bring up. We got to bring up
Like
the
what?
rain game, bro. We got to bring up the rain game 2020. Me and Zach
Like
single-handedly stopped a hurricane. I'm telling you guys.
we did. Yeah. Once you get into that story, so this was during lockdown and stuff, right?
This is
It's lockdown.
yeah, this is pretty.
Lockdown, and where you're on your way out, you're moving already.
Yeah. I had tickets already purchased to Oregon.
Yeah.
And there's more to touch about on that too coming up. But yeah, I was still bad. I was only able to. I was able to do very minimal before the fluids and everything would drain from my body and go down to my legs, and then pretty soon my legs would be gigantic. I
Yeah.
couldn't move, but we would drill basketball all the time. And I remember I'd driven up to Mililani during the hurricane warning, and it was cloudy. I don't think it was raining yet.
No.
And we were having a pretty good sesh, and then we decided to go, not keep score, just 1-on-1. Like, let's just go. And yeah, for whatever reason, that's going to be a memory that I'm holding on to forever. But yeah, this was crazy. It was crazy, man. I think Kobe and Jordan they were smiling down on us on that one.
Oh shit. Okay, so yeah, touched up on the music issues that you're dealing with health wise,
Yeah,
and
and
then
those
so
health
I guess
issues, those
yeah. So
span
we're
years. That was
yeah
2015 all the way to 2020, and then like I was gonna bring up right before I left Oregon, I had that seizure, man, and
That
put
was
me in
like
a
the
coma.
day you were supposed to go
The
or
day I
something
was
like that.
supposed to leave Oregon, the night before I had a press seizure, which your brain swells up. It's there's too much fluid, swells up. It started touching my skull, and everywhere my brain touched my skull, it just knocked me out.
Oh man.
So they put me into a coma for 3 days, let my brain come down, and then I woke up, didn't remember my daughter's name for like the first couple, I think it was like half hour.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't. I remember the day. I didn't remember the year, but just physically, I remember waking up. I couldn't walk. I went to take my first steps and I dropped, and I was like, "Oh no!" Like had to kind of relearn a lot of hand-eye coordination, walking, balance. I couldn't turn left for a year. It was incredible. Like
How long
even
did that?
yeah, like I would I don't know what it was with my brain, but I would try to turn left, and my brain thought I was a lot further than I was, so I would always stop short or shoulder corners. And
How long did this last? Or
that
like?
lasted about a year from the
Oh,
sea. And
what?
then,
Wow.
yeah, man. So when I got back, that's why when I was here, I got so bad. All I did was pump gas in Oregon. That was really the only thing I could afford physically to do at the time. And at this time is when I was about a year away from transplant. So I was still dealing with the balance issues and stuff for a year, pumping gas for a year. And then after that went by, about a 6-7 months ago, and then OHSU calls me in March, day after St. Patrick's Day, tell me they got a kidney for me, and that life will return to normal if you can just recover.
Yeah.
And it has year and a half, baby.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy to witness that part of like your recovery road.
You've
Like
seen me go. You've seen me go from healthy
yeah,
to sick to damn near dead to
yeah.
back.
And I don't think I realized the seriousness of it until like we started hanging out like a lot more because you started to feel like worse like towards the tail end of you living
Yeah,
here
and
and stuff like that. So that was crazy.
it gets scary, man. The scariest part about this is meeting people now and them telling me how bad they thought I was then, but would tell me, "Oh, you're fine." And then, behind closed doors, damn, dude,
Yeah.
Justin, I don't know, man. Like,
Oh.
hearing that is so hard now,
Mm.
but at the same time, good, man. Like, my friends were doing me a solid. They weren't, you know, they were worried about me.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that's before your transplant and recovery. So this is one of the main reasons why you moved to Oregon because it was you had a better shot of getting a kidney for you.
Correct. My
And
wait time in Hawaii would have been 10 years. The wait time here, I knocked it down to 2 to 3.
jeez,
Yeah. And I was already on the wait list for 2 years when I got here, and my time transferred. So I only waited a year and a half for a kidney here.
and that says a lot of how our two states are being handled right now. I feel we should probably get into that before you get flagged, but I don't know. I remember you telling me some stuff, and I was like, "It's just crazy." And then, so you got your transplant, and how long in are you on this one right now?
I got it March, so I'm a year, March, April, May, June, July, a year and a half. Year and a half
Oh yeah,
exactly
sorry.
today.
Oh yeah, you said year and a half.
A year and a half exactly as of today.
Oh, nice. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, heck yeah. And
Yeah, it's crazy how like
play
you're
pickleball
here
today.
now. Like, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you moved up there. I guess before we even get to me introducing you to fizzleball, physically introducing you to pickleball, did I give you like a hint of it when you were up there before you even made your visit here before
Yeah.
hanging
So
out?
we're in July of 2023 right now, correct?
Okay.
So June of 2022.
No, we're in September right now, bro.
Thanks.
I was like, wait.
Sorry. All right. No, I'm thinking of when I got to Hawaii. Last time I saw you,
Okay.
July. Yeah, July of this year. But last year, I think it was June, and you were already playing pickleball for a year, I think.
Yeah.
You're on 2 years now. 2.5.
A little over 2, but yeah, I think by when you first witnessed that I was already in, but that's the beginning part of me taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. Yeah, because I remember you told me, you said you got to start playing it, and I remember when I got there that summer, you were under the impression that I had played a little bit at least, and I was like, no, I haven't even jumped into the at all. And you're like, ah. And then when I came back this summer, I was like, I knew we were gonna do music. I knew that was gonna be a thing. I mean, I didn't, but I did. But I really wanted to focus on pickleball because it looked fun. And in my family, we won't talk about this ever again, but there are a lot of tennis players in my family.
Ooh,
Anyways,
I'm gonna cut that part out.
can you cut that out? Can you cut that out?
Cut it out.
Sorry,
Then.
family. I'm sorry. No, but yeah.
So
So
you're
I was
talking about
interested.
the main. You're talking about your focus before coming here to hang out with you and I, or you talking about
Yeah,
different time?
before I came
Okay.
this last July.
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to play pickleball. I knew music was something that we were gonna do, but I didn't want the focus to be that. But
Yeah, you're
in my
to
palate,
slow down.
I
Oh.
just want some
Yeah,
attention.
there you go. Oh, hey.
But yeah, so I knew I wanted to play, and then when I got in with you and we did the music, we did the pickleball that evening, the night we recorded, I believe, or we laid down a track, or I just showed you the guitar,
Yeah.
and then you took me to play that evening, and I knew from that minute. I mean, I got my ass smoked. I was in a V-neck and red board shorts. Oh, so ugly. But
I have the pictures of that too. So.
please don't.
Huh?
You're going to.
Well, it's on the OnlyFans premium.
As
Guys,
long
the
as
link will
there's
be
no
below.
video.
Uh,
I,
I'm pretty sure my dad has video, but I won't post that. Until you win
yeah.
your first medal, then I'll post that. Then you have something to brag with. So.
So glad there's no beginner footage of me on pickleball. There might be.
Yeah, I mean, we can't even watch like our old footage. That's why I took it off of my channel. Like I watch it and like.
I say beginner like I've been doing this forever too.
Yeah, I was like, why are you moving so stiff? Because like I played sports before. I played soccer. Like I played baseball, volleyball. I used to dance in high school. Like, but I'm watching my old games. I'm like, you were moving like an idiot. Anyway, so yeah, our is that your first day here?
That was my
Or
first day.
first day?
No, I stayed in the.
Oh no, yeah, you said
I
the
stayed in
hotel,
this crazy hotel because I have crazy anxiety.
and I
And then
stole
I
you
got
from that the next day. I
you
stole you
came and
from the
see me
hotel the
literally
next
that
day.
morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what is wrong with you?
Did we go to pickleball like right from there?
No, because we came. I don't know if we ate or we jammed a little bit, and then we went because we went on a Wednesday actually, because that's how we met that other group, that lady that you know, Suni.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh,
that
that
was
was
a
your first
Wednesday.
time
Yeah.
meeting? That was your first time with
No,
that
no,
group?
no. No,
Oh,
that was your first time meeting them, but I've met
oh.
them a few times before. That's the Wednesday. That's the time that they go, and then knowing that they don't usually do two courts at that time, so I figured, oh, if there's an open court, then I can just teach you like some basics and stuff like that. Not knowing like we had other friends free to come down. We had, I don't know if you remember my other friend Sean that came down after my dad came, and then the court next over was playing their own thing, which they brought you into that court. So
Yeah,
that
that
kind
was
of
the Sue Lee, man. She
yeah
didn't take no for an answer. That was
yeah.
my first experience jumping in the fire.
So like awesomeness to her for doing that, because I think that was like the biggest push for you to getting
Yeah.
addicted to this.
Yeah, well, not only that, but it wasn't, because I am the type that's like, oh, I want to wait. I want to be on my friend's team first, blah, blah, blah. And she
Oh
pushed me right out of that. She's like,
no,
no,
yeah
you're going to play with three people you've never met before.
yeah. And I think this is one of the sports that you can get away with, even though if like you just started
Yeah. Oh,
and stuff
absolutely.
like that,
Yeah.
like and still feel like satisfied even though if you lost or something like that. I don't think you can get that feeling any other elsewhere. And did
Oh,
it with basketball, soccer definitely cannot, and stuff like that.
pickleball, the people are so much more forgiving when you're learning and you're
Yeah,
new,
yeah,
as opposed to anything else, I feel like.
yeah. And it's it puts you in a better spot knowing that you throw your ego aside. It's like, okay, I want to learn and
Yeah.
stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. So that helps a lot too, I feel, when dealing with
Oh,
like
yeah.
people that's been playing and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can't show up to pickleball with ego because you'll get humbled super fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's the beauty of this sport, and especially with the age difference. Like, don't write
Yeah,
off the old people.
yeah, that's what I keep telling you. That's the number one. That's the number one. I'm gonna call it an insult, man, because it's insulting that people think that it's easy because there's people of age that play it, dude. they have
you know?
no idea. They have no
Yeah.
idea. But
So have you dealt with something like that yet? Like
so
not necessarily like you being like egotistical, like saying it's about an old person, but have you ever got your ass handed by an older
oh well,
person?
first of all, bro, that's what you know me, and you know how my
What?
ego works.
Just walking
So
in
you
all
know damn right after
Randy
Daddy wins
Savage.
3 in a row. After Daddy wins 3 in a row, who's next? Goldberg.
Clack clack.
And then all of a
2000.
sudden, we get 93-year-old Jerry with two. I'm not kidding. 93-year-old Jerry. He's got the sun hat, caked on lotion on the nose. No knee braces, but if you in your head you're like, oh, I'm gonna just dink on this guy. There's no way he's taking us 3 steps. That's not happening, bro. I do the third shot. I try to drop it into the kitchen. I'm cocky. I'm standing up perfectly straight. Like, oh, he's not gonna make it, dude. This guy takes one step, and there he is, bam, in the kitchen, underhand body bagging me under the chin into my throat. So we're gonna go ahead and just say I underestimated him a little.
Damn, you should estimate him.
And I may have lost that match.
Oh, jeez, you may have. You don't remember.
No, remember Jerry, he's a beast.
And he's like a regular at the court for you
he's
guys.
a regular over at I play at Gladstone.
Oh yeah. So like Hawaii's like way behind the times when it comes to like pickleball and stuff. Like we just got our first dedicated court area maybe like last month or a couple months ago. So that obviously says like how far
That's the
behind
one you
we
went
are.
to the opening and you left the nap in the
Yeah, and yeah, so like a bunch of our crew was on the news as well. So that was pretty cool. And then like the craziest thing about like mainland stuff, like they have accessible courts all around you. It seems like was it like 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, or
yeah.
something like that.
I live in Milwaukee, and just within a 10-mile radius, yeah, there's probably like 3 or 4 courts, and I mean those courts have multiple pickleball courts. The one I go to is daily, except Sundays. It's 9 to 12:30, and it's 9 courts, I believe, and they're usually all full every day, especially on the weekend. And then there's the paddle queue, 2 on, 2 off, games to 11. Sometimes they'll shorten it to 8 if it's really busy. Excuse me.
So how was like your?
But yeah, it was before I even joined them. It's funny. I had played with you in Hawaii for the week, and then coming back to the state of Oregon and trying to get going on my own. That's a story in and of itself.
Go for it.
But well, I think covering the first week I played with you, actually, I wanted to talk about that a little bit.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so let's go back to
because that's kind of what set me up for Gladstone. So yeah,
to that Wednesday.
Yep. So no experience jumping in the fire. I must have looked like a crazy person. I could imagine to people that had already been playing for a year. But yeah, I had no idea to keep my shots low. I was couldn't keep score. Score was impossible, man. I thought I was gonna do me in, but couldn't keep score. I felt like serving. I got all right. I was always decent with serving. But yeah, I had no concept of returning things deep, like hand battles, firefights, all that. Like even the terminology, it was all. I was just playing to learn at that moment, and I remember that's all I wanted to do was just like a sponge. I just wanted to soak up everything that I could. And even now, it's like that part of my pickleball addiction, it doesn't leave. It's like you always want to. You focus on something and you start losing something. You go back to focus on that, and then you lose a little. It's hard to explain, but it's trying to maintain all these skill levels and keeping them as close to 100 as you can. It's impossible to do, but it's fun to try.
And then
playing in Hawaii first, I think, set me up to be a little bit more successful in Oregon, because the play style in Hawaii is completely different.
Also,
it's a lot more kitchen battling. I noticed in Hawaii, and I was only there a week, so I don't see how the tournaments and things are, but it felt like everything was being won up front, up in the kitchen. It was a lot of soft game, a lot of dinking, a lot of points off that. When I got to Oregon, it was a lot of driving. Everything was drive. Nobody wanted to dink. And then I started dinking, and then that's what got me better was they were power shot. They were just, dude, I was getting drilled, and then I wasn't good. I couldn't get out of the way. I didn't know what an out ball looked like at the time, so I'm just getting body bagged and then knocking them back into the net. But I think dinking with you guys for that entire week is what, like I said, set me up for success in Oregon, because I started dropping those power shots into the kitchen. They're in no man's land or far back. They can't get up there, and by the time they get up there, they smack them into the net because they're power hitters.
Yeah.
But
setting up that defense, blocking.
Yeah, it is, and that's what I think. Playing with what is now essentially the Natch team or family club, but playing with you guys, it gave me like a little steroid boost right before I jumped. It's what it was. It's what it felt like. I was a little bit more prepared than I thought. But when I did get here, I had to drive by the court 3 times, and then I had to sit outside and watch people play, and then finally got the nerve with my paddle. Hey, can I play?
I just started with my Ben Johns paddle.
Yeah, check it out. My very first paddle.
Oh, geez.
Given to me by the one and only Zach Manzano.
So many memories of that paddle.
I'm keeping it. I'm gonna get it signed by him, and then I'm gonna give it back.
Okay, so you're starting at the Gladstone Pickleball court. Walk me through like how this is handled. I mean, other than the obvious work play, I mean not work play, the open play, rec play protocols like paddle system and stuff like that. Is there like a membership thing going on? And I remember you showing me that you got like a whole name tag system going on. So it's a membership thing, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. So you can the courts are always open to the public. Just between the hours of 9 and 12:30 is club play specifically. But after 12:30, anyone that is part of the club has access to nets, paddles, balls. But yeah, man, it was believe it or not, for the entire year, $25 fee.
Jeez.
Name tag, access to nets, paddles, balls, 24/7. And then there is Bill, which is the president of the club. He does tutorials and like just beginner teaching every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Luckily, humble brag, I didn't have to be a part of that because I got to play with you guys, so I got to jump right into open play. How the courts work: there's 9 of the courts, 7 of them are for open play. The other 2 are challenge courts where it's competitive play. And I've just recently started putting my paddle in that queue. The challenge courts and the competitive play. But it took me a while, man. Doing the open play, I think Sean was actually one of the people that told me, just go get your teeth kicked in and go get kicked and keep doing it and keep doing it.
Yeah.
And you start noticing a difference. And I was losing 11-3, then 11-5. Then it was all of a sudden, 11-7. And then all my games I'm only losing by 2. And then boom, I start winning. And then I start winning by more points. And then as you play with the similar group of people every day, you start knowing whose strengths and whose weaknesses, and then start playing to each ability. But just the fact that I was learning touch, learning where to put the ball as that's happening, and then got to a point where I was like, okay, I want a little bit more challenge. Let's go to the competitive play. It's crazy to me because I credit that to the week in Hawaii. I go back to that because the kitchen play and the dinking is what got me up to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ever since that first day, we're like playing every day, right? And we're like
every day
until you left. Yeah.
Played myself sick.
Yeah, pretty much. That was like crazy too, because like from that first day until like the last day you were here and we were like playing every day, like you physically couldn't last that long while playing and stuff like that. You could really get tired fast, but like right when you got to Oregon, like you're playing hours on end pickleball. I'm like thinking like, who is this guy? Like yeah, that sudden change of just getting back into physical activity and
Yeah,
kind of just
so
condition your body a bit. It seems like.
when I was playing with you, I was probably about 120 pounds.
Mm,
Uh, Not for any other reason than I'm just recovering from transplant. It's difficult to put that weight back on
yeah.
and stay active and work full time and be a dad and all that. Since I've played pickleball, and this is completely credited to pickleball, I've gained about 15 pounds. Yep. And this is because I started making me hungry. Like, just
Mm,
playing in the mornings. It's awakened my appetite. It's made me hungry for more physical activity outside of pickleball. I work out 5 days a week, whether it's cardio or weightlifting.
nice.
And again, all credit to pickleball. It's motivated me to get off my ass and do something physical. And because I'm slowly climbing up the ladder of skill, it's something I want to continue to do. There was a scary point where I felt like I was going to plateau, but have to remind myself constantly. I've only been doing this for 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I've only been playing pickleball 2.5 months. I can't be
Yeah.
so hard on myself. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But most of it is because I want to be. I want to be as good as you.
Shut the hell up. Yeah. So, what do you see yourself uh, doing now in terms of like pickleball? Like, what's your next goal, or like what goals do you have?
So I'm trying to not do the thing I normally do, and that's take giant bites of pie. Edit that. No, but I'm trying not to bite off more than I can chew. And initially, I was like, I want to enter a tournament and I want a podium. That's changed to I just want to enter a tournament and play.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's small steps. And
Yeah.
I don't want to make this not fun for me. So my
I
next
mean,
goal
deep
is
down you're thinking podium, so don't need to lie to me, bro.
always thinking podium, bro. Always. My first time is gold. I
Gang,
want
gang.
gold. No, I'm gonna be that meme, bro. I'm gonna be standing next to bronze after I place fourth with the champagne.
We actually have one friend. I don't think you got to meet him, but he's another guy named Sean. He's another food service kitchen guy. He runs a kitchen in Kailua called Easy Cube, like a barbecue and smoke shop. Got him in a pickleball for like the past few years. This last tournament, he placed third with a bronze. That's his first tournament with a medal, I think. So he was all stoked. And then he was talking about that specific meme of
Yeah,
like him being like just shooting champagne and on the podium biting his medal, and you zoom out, he's on the bronze
dude,
thing.
that's
But
it.
that didn't really matter to him too, because he still went to work wearing his medal, like
Yeah,
showing it
bro,
off.
that's
Like
what. Yeah,
like
multi-pass. That's a
I told you
multi-pass for the next
I
30
told you I was
days,
good.
bro.
I told you I was good.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's the goal,
he's
man.
riding off of that hype. Yeah, but yeah, I don't see why not. Just go for it,
And then the
and everything will
long-term
just
goal
get easier.
is to get your ass out here and playing some pickleball in Portland.
Yeah, I can
Maybe
see
we
that
could
happening.
jump up to Seattle. It's only 3 hours away.
Just
Isn't
do
that
one
where it
year
was
nearby.
situated?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
But
the
I
very
mean,
first pickleball court ever is still available to play on up there, I believe.
geez. Yeah, I think we should maybe next year, like if
Yeah,
you're once you're building everything up, and then like see how you do in this tournament, and then I think that first tournament or two, that'll kind of give you perspective. It's like, oh, this is how I act during tournament. This is what I do differently, because like I feel like everything's different when you're in a tournament mode.
yeah,
Um, I mean, in anything, like when it's game time for anything, like when we play gigs, it's like different.
yeah.
Like for
Well,
that split second,
honestly,
like everything goes out the window. It's like, oh wait, oh god, oh, and then yeah, it comes back.
that's what made me change my goal a little bit because I did my initial goal was I want a tournament and I want a podium on my first tournament, and then
Yeah,
I jumped from open play to the challenge courts, and I just mentally the challenge courts got to me my first time on it, so I know tournament nerve wise, well, it's going to do something. It's out
yeah,
of my control. But yeah, just jumping on the challenge courts, knowing that the people I'm playing with are they're doing this competitively. They're playing to win. They're not here to just mess
yeah.
around. They're playing for keeps. Yeah. But just that was hard to wrap my head around at first.
Mm. Yeah, so I said we should just shoot for something next year. See how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can even come out there. I would be down.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Is that like your plan? Like to is it during that same time ish?
Yeah,
Or
summer.
just
Yeah,
see how everything
I'm
goes?
always gonna be
Oh
there
yeah.
at least a week out of the summer. But if there's like a tournament or something, and even if it's not with you, if someone else needs a partner, dude, I'd be so down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you were to come and there's nothing going on, like we've held like our own little round
Oh,
robin
like,
tournaments.
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
and and then like it's always like a big event. Like I mean it's for our crew, but it's like a big potluck event.
Yeah.
There's prizes, there's medals involved, and then there's
Yeah.
money involved. So we can do it that way. And then everyone's like always asking about you, see how like you're progressing and stuff like that. So
Oh yeah, dude. Tell them I'm when I come back, dude. I'm coming to play for keeps. I know everyone's
I'm not
gonna be
even
so
gonna
much
tell
more
them.
seasoned.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell them like, oh, how you're doing. Just come
Tell them I
and
quit.
give them.
Tell them I
Oh,
quit.
geez.
I never like plays. He's
Oh
playing.
yeah.
He's playing what? Padel. He's playing padel now.
Yeah, he quit. He quit winning bronze. He's only doing gold now.
Yeah. This is my paddle. This is the paddle I use.
Wasn't that like the was that a raffle thing?
Yeah, this is a raffle.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, the owner of this company is from Hawaii.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I take it back. So that same logo, they're holding the Pacific Rim tournament in the Big Island later this year.
Oh
Yeah,
shoot.
and initially it was held down here, but the tennis complex didn't like how that was going on, so it's gonna be moved to Big Island, unfortunately. But hey, whatever. I just work here, man. Jeez.
The shirt you're wearing now, is that a tournament shirt?
It's my every shirt. I always use this for rec play tournament. I have 3. Every people will only see me in this when I'm playing anyway.
Oh, that's all I'm rocking now. I got my white, my gray, this long sleeve. I'm waiting for the Hoochie Daddy shorts. I'm waiting for them.
I actually made I ordered a prototype one, but like, dude, I did not have the legs for it.
No.
We have like another guy. This guy is just all quads, and I was like, "This is yours. Like, you need legs to wear this." And he's just walking in there, like his legs are just busting out of the show. It's like, "Yeah, that's yours. Happy birthday." Like, you need legs to wear those shorts, unfortunately. But yeah, this is all pretty much I wear. Like, everyone's kind of like picking up on the brand name. A lot of people don't know it's my brand, but I play random rec play eras in my area, and it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that name on YouTube, and then like like, oh yeah, it's mine. It's like, I don't know if they believe me or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. And then at our last tournament that we all played, there was a husband and wife couple there visiting because I think there was a family member playing in that tournament, and then they saw my shirt. They called me. They saw my face turn around. I was like, "Oh yeah, we watch your videos." And like, me and Isaiah was like, how are you watching it in Vegas?" So it was like just hearing that, it's kind of just like throws me off. I don't know how it's reaching down there, or if people are forwarding it. I don't know, doing something.
Oh, you're doing something right, dude. For sure.
Doing something.
And it's good gear too. Like, it's good quality gear. It's not. I'm not just saying that because I'm your friend and want to support you. All that I'm going to, but dude, it's good quality gear.
Yeah, I'm really liking the dry fits, but I mean, I do like I am focusing on making just like regular t-shirts so I can just wear
Oh yeah.
out in the day. Yeah, and then like
Yep, I got my Pickleball shirt.
Yeah, so I wear there, and like people ask me like, "Where did you get your shirt?" I was like, "Oh, I make it," and stuff like that, and then they get introduced to the name. And yeah, I got first time I was eating sushi at a sushi bar on Kaneohe, having some sake too. Little older lady just tapped me on, so excuse me, where'd you get your shirt? I was like, I made it. It's like, oh, what? She starts freaking out. Her whole table, I think they're from Utah or Arizona or something like that. And she's like, is it for sale now? I was like, yes, because I literally just put it on my site like that day. And she's like, yeah. I was like, give me your phone. I grabbed her phone, put in like the website, and she ordered like 8 shirts, like for her and the whole family in the
That's so dope.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what
it's working.
if I can get a solid partner before this, there's a tournament coming up in October, the Dinkin' Donuts tournament in Selwood.
Mm.
If I can get a partner together, I was gonna see if it was all right with you if I grabbed him a Nat shirt too, and that's what I want to rep during the tournament. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, coming up with some other stuff too. So I'll give you guys that one. Sponsored team, my first sponsored pair in the mainland.
You know it, dude. All day, twice on Sunday, man.
It's just crazy. So yeah. Like how else has everything been going down? So your daughter, she flew back. She said she's there for
She's
school
here.
already.
Yep.
And then how has your I guess environment around you, like people wise, friends, like how have they been dealing with you? I'm sure you're getting some negative. I'm sure you're getting like positive. Like
honestly, everything that's happening for me physically and mentally is positive.
Mm-hmm.
So anyone that is seeing that and isn't liking it, sorry, like
What you mean? Isn't liking it for you? Like being
yeah,
happy about it?
like if you don't like if you're not liking that for me, then I'm sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you. You want to play pickleball?
Yeah.
Like, but it's funny because I do. I'm running into funny partner problems where I am probably coming off over obsessed about pickleball. All I talk about is pickleball. All I want anybody to do is play pickleball with me. I have 3 paddles because there's 3 people in this household. But Sunray started playing. Sunray was playing a little bit, dinking back and forth. I was getting her to keep it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
We were doing like the skinny singles, but
nice
kids, they just want to Sammy Sosa the pickleball. So what can you do?
True.
And then Kara was actually a collegiate field hockey player.
What?
But because I want her to play so bad, she won't. So I just got to avoid asking her to play for about a month, and then I'm sure she'll play.
Yeah, it'll pick up. I mean, like, that's how like our group got so big. Like, a bunch of them used to laugh about it when we all used to mention about it, and then they started coming out.
I wouldn't say I blew you off, but I was kind of for a good year. I was like, oh, maybe.
Yeah. It happens. Like Isaiah that plays with me in the tournament. Like it took me like about a year for him to like stop laughing about it and actually start coming out. And then look at him,
he's good.
He's messing up.
I remember playing with you guys and just you guys are good.
Like messing up everybody. But yeah, it started off with him kind of like just like being dismissive, and then we were playing at the bad boy shop, just dinking around. So
really?
We used to we had like a half net, like a Franklin half net, just dinking there. Like we used to drink after a shift and start dinking around and stuff like that.
Oh man!
And he would just used to like watch, like, oh, what are you guys doing? And then one night we got him drunk enough to buy a paddle, and then like, oh, you got a paddle now? Like, what are you gonna do with it? You gonna start coming out? Yeah. But I think like knowing his personality, like I think he was avoiding it because he knew
he was gonna get upset.
It was getting addictive because he was like he's a crazy basketball player too, and then that was his past sports life, and then now he got into this, and now I'm pretty sure he's playing right now, and just didn't invite me, but whatever.
Sean how's Squeegee Mike doing?
Good. Yeah, we all.
He medaled.
We all. Huh?
He got silver.
He got gold.
Gold.
Him and this other guy that you didn't meet yet, Jeremy. They got gold in the men's division in their age bracket. Sean G, the one that you met, and this other guy Neil, that I think was on a Saturday that before you left. They took silver. The other Sean that took the bronze, he won bronze with Neil's wife Tanya. So it was pretty crazy to see like all these people that are wearing that shirts like on podiums and stuff
that was dope to see. Those pictures were I got my first ATP the following day.
Oh really?
Yeah, my very first ATP. So I woke up, saw that you guys had medaled, saw all the podium pictures, and I was like, threw my Nat shirt on, and I was like, I'm getting an ATP today. And it's funny because I was setting up for that Ernie, the one that we always talk about, the cross court dinking to get, and I saw, I think it was Ben Johns or one of the pros, instead of earning, they went for the ATP, and in my head, that for some reason had never clicked. Don't worry about earning, just hit the ATP if you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I did. I saw it. Someone hit it wide, and I said, "Oh, I'm fine." And it was on the challenge court, and I got it. And
Damn.
usually, what they do in Gladstone is you get a Luigi toy, and it's called your first ATP trophy, and it's a Luigi.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But for some reason they ran out of Luigi, so they let me keep one of the broken balls from the other court, and I got to write first ATP and the date.
Wow.
But hey, man, it's there. It's documented.
You probably had like the first ATP early in your career than we've all ever had. So
Only
you're on that board.
if there's any truth to that, it's only because of how much I watched and studied while I was there. And then a lot of that has to do with you. I was copying you, how you set up for your earnings, or how you were during that time. I know everything's different, changes different, but I was watching you setting up people, and they would hit it wide, really wide. And you're great at anticipating that Ernie. I don't have the confidence to jump the kitchen like that yet.
I say just do it.
Like you're dude, in that video, you're jumping it before the dude even hits the ball back.
Yeah.
That's
kind of. No, I mean like, even if you jump and miss, like I'm just banking like my partner just being there to cover. Like I don't know if I'm gonna hit it, but I think like those few days, like I'm just only practicing that for the most part. Because I don't know how far I can jump. So I think that's like the first thing. Even if you're not playing, just practice your jumping on there. Just try to gauge it out, like see how your legs feel and stuff like that. See where your hands
the first time I
like
tried it, I looked so frumpy. I did that thing. I like hopped off one foot, and instead of like continuing to jog through it, I just hopped and stomped on 2 feet. It was so ugly.
He doesn't have any needs. Yeah. How so? You've been playing what every day? You said
Almost every day since. Today was my longest gap it's been since I started playing, and it was 5-day gap. I had an upper respiratory infection, so my chest has just been hard to breathe, and because of the group of people I play with, I don't want to get anyone sick because yeah. But yeah, I played today, and I recovered quickly. Playing pickleball helped my immune system.
Nice.
Being on the medication I am for my kidney immunosuppressants, it's recommended that you're doing cardio or working some kind of thing at least like an hour a day. Shit, dude, I'm 5 hours a day pickleball easy.
Jeez.
On a day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and like you said, my stamina is like I couldn't play without getting a stomach ache last time with you, and then I just couldn't hang for more than like a day in a row. But yeah, I've built it up now, and I'm not going to take my shirt off and do anything, but this is probably the best I've looked since before transplant, and just physically in shape and how I can move, even the way I've been thinking. It's everything a lot better. And it sounds crazy, but it comes with the territory when you do pickleball, man. It does.
No, I mean, like you're like prime example of how, and I tell this like to everybody too, even if it's not about pickleball, like physical activity is freaking important, man. Like people that don't do some type of exercise, you'll get in a rut mentally, and it's really gonna wear you down.
Yeah.
Like people don't believe that. I mean, I stand by that 100% ever since being locked down during like 2020 and stuff like that. Like I'm going crazy. We gotta go play basketball, or I gotta build my own gym set, working on the back. I have to do something. Yeah.
Even on the days I wake up and I'm like, I never not feel like playing pickleball, but I do have those days where I'm like, I could just take the day off and maybe just relax, do something else. And it's like, no, grab your bag, show up to the court, and then it is immediately.
Yeah.
That mindset, is gone. And that's what I'm learning and that's what pickleball has taught me to do in the last 2 months. It's shut up, brain. Like I run this show.
Yeah.
You don't run the show. I make the calls. You're gonna follow. But I mean, again, it sounds insane, dude. But I'm learning all this stuff. I'm not gonna say from playing pickleball, but the discipline that has come with wanting to get better at something.
Yeah.
To be able to participate in it in a higher level. Yeah.
Nice. And then so me not being there, I'm just under the stereotype of Oregon just always being cloudy, always being rainy, and it seems like it's getting more into that zone now. So with winter coming to effect, like obviously that's affecting you. So what options do you have
The
with this
options
new
now
season rolling in?
are to obviously only play when the weather's good. Buying your own net and showing up to courts in areas that aren't as rainy. Like I live in Milwaukee. Gladstone is maybe 5 miles away, but it'll pour rain there and not pour rain here.
Wow.
That happened today. Very similar to Hawaii in that aspect. I guess it can rain on one court and be dry on the next.
Yeah.
But mostly what we're going to do is we're going to have to focus on indoor. What they do in the state of Oregon is most recs start opening up for pickleball, indoor pickleball, and paddle sports around this time once it starts getting cold. Very cool thing. If you're on disability or a senior with Medicare, the Rex departments here will give you a free membership, a $700 a year value for free through your insurance.
Oh, wow.
One little tidbit there if anybody watching cares. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of players I play with. They play there
this
for
this indoor one that you're saying that's around there. Like this is the have you signed up for that, or is that still in the works?
I haven't signed up for it. It's called Rex PDX, and it's a complete indoor pickleball court. And then they also have like vending machines, drinks, the normal indoor stuff. But there's a new one that just opened called the People's Courts, and this is something like I feel like we would have a lot of fun doing. It's like a bar, a food, bar food, paddle sports, but also it has like cornhole and that one with the like trampoline in the middle and you smack the ball.
Spike ball.
Spike ball, yeah. So it's all like that kind of stuff. But there's a lot of indoor stuff close to me, so I'm waiting for it to get bad enough to where I got to make that decision. Because the membership, $700 a year or $70 a month. But luckily, I know. Luckily, I'll be on Medicare due to my transplant.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if they will help me out a little bit with that. If not, oh well. I'm not gonna stop playing just because the weather. Not an option.
So like me, if I'm not going out, I have like little makeshift things I have at home. Like whether it's like thinking on a piece of I don't know if it's like a piece of whiteboard or some scraps. I'm doing that in the kitchen. Do you do that kind of stuff in the house?
Yeah. I got a wood coffee table, and it's 42 inches tall when I set it up. And so I'll set it up, and then I'll mark it at 30. Was it 34? The net?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. I don't even know what those are.
I think it's 34. Yeah. So I'll set it up at 34. So I'll only have the 8 inches of leeway.
Yeah.
And then only however wide the coffee table is, and I sit there, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, and then I'll one gnarly speed up for a block, just stuff like that. And then one thing I've been working on is I don't have it yet. I haven't set it up yet, but I really want to. It's the 3 balls and the string.
Oh yeah. Just kind of do.
Yeah. It's something I want to set up, but I'm not sure. If the girlfriend will think I'm crazy with a bunch of pickleballs hanging from the ceiling.
Pretty sure you're already there with her being crazy, but it seems like she's supportive and happy for you for getting into this because you're like a whole different dude, bro.
She's afraid that I'm going to burn myself out and then not want to do it anymore. But
highly unlikely.
Yeah, not likely. Yeah. Not with this. I haven't been obsessed with something like this since music.
Yeah.
So
with pickleball like being 99% of your life, like, are you even still involved with any writing or playing anything?
Believe it or not, yeah. And writing has been a lot more happy and positive. So it's a lot different than what I'm used to. So I'm trying to find the middle ground with that. Because all of a sudden I'm going from singing about breakups and transplants and pills and now all of a sudden I'm like, sunshine and rainbows, bro. Life ain't that bad. Play some pickleball.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like, kind of already tossing into the future, like, oh, here's the next album. I can feel like, oh yeah, so back a little bit before you and Pickleball got into your vacation when you're here staying with me. Like we wrote a song. We finished it in like 2 days. Oh well, you finished your part in like a day or two, and then like I finished like my stuff like the week after, and then like with you saying that, I feel like this is like okay, this is like my last sad send off song, and then the next concept is like all right, this is my new lease on life, and this is gonna be the
Yeah, and that's how it feels.
yeah. Because this song was called Morning After.
Yeah.
What was it called? Yeah,
Morning after pills. Yeah.
Morning After Pills. Yeah.
And there's so much different. Like I had people reach out to me and were like, "Oh, we had no idea you were addicted to." And it's like, no, you're misunderstanding a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read it. Read the title.
Yeah, read the. It's like, no, man. It's
Wordplay.
the amount of drugs, and I'm not talking about just narcotics. I'm talking about antibiotics, antifungals, um, Pepsids, stuff like that. And they load you up after transplant, man. You're taking about 20, 30 pills a day, and you're doing it on an empty stomach. And things aren't. For me, this doesn't happen in every instance. It's very subjective to user, but for me, being 108 pounds, not being able to eat, constantly vomiting, and then your resolution to this is to essentially just pump me full of pain meds and send me back home. It's not a good look. And this is funny. This is going to tie back into pickleball. But
go for it.
This was a very repetitive cycle in my life, even after transplant. Fine. Something starts to feel a little out of whack. I'm so traumatized from, and I hate using that word. I'm so traumatized from shit being so bad for 3 years that I get the smallest stomach ache, the smallest little whatever, and I go into full blown panic mode because I'm taught that that's like an emergency situation.
Yeah.
Even though when you're healthy, it's not. So that was very cyclic, and that unfortunately that cycle followed me to Hawaii this summer, and you witnessed it firsthand. We recorded, we played pickleball. I'm sure you could tell in the way I was eating that something was a little off, but that last day playing pickleball, we drilled really well, and then I sat down and I had that stomach ache, and it's not something that came from drilling. It's something I've learned that it's coming from anxiety of trying and learning new things, and then feeling out of place in certain moments, even though I'm not.
Yeah. It's kind of stressful in a sense if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
it is.
You're just being crash course into this, but like if you want to do it,
but
go
it
for
wasn't even that. I think it was just the fact that it was like, man, I'm in an environment where these people actually care about my well-being and my like advancement, and not being used to that creates anxiety in me. Because not that I've had a horrible support group my whole life, but I've never been. I don't know. It's I've never had
the amount of it, the amount of it at one time.
Yeah, the amount of it at one time.
Like, whoa, there's 15 people cheering me on. Get away from me.
Yeah. No, and I don't want it to be that, but it was that. Yeah, it was like, oh man, like. But that was also the motivating factor for when I got here to not quit, because I came here with, and not only that, but you handed me two pairs of shoes, the Ben Johns paddle, and said, here you go, man, just do it. And then your dad even was like, you just got to hop in, you just got to do it, and I did. And since I've started, I'm telling myself constantly, oh, Zach, Squeegee Mike, Sean, they're all waiting for you to get back. You know, you said when you left that you were going to come back and play. So you better come back and show up, man. Don't come back.
You're always being asked about from today. Like, we just had a not a random get together, but we got invited to Suni's Sunday barbecue potluck thing, and then had 3 nets going on, whole bunch of people, and then she asked about you again, like told her how you're doing this, and every time I bring you up, like she shows me like her skin, she always getting like goosebumps, like her eyes are like filling up. She's like, I'm so happy.
I can't wait. I'm hoping me and her get to play again when I come back. I would love.
Yeah. So we're all waiting, and then we'll definitely do a follow-up podcast in the studio, if anything.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to touch up on, or anything else that I didn't ask? Yeah, sorry guys, we didn't really outline this. We're kind of just shooting from the hip, but it's been a long time coming, and I
Yeah, it
keep
has. Yeah. No, it has been. We were supposed to do this with the song and stuff, and then I got.
yeah.
That's my bad, man.
So we're gonna do the music thing on a different one, but yeah, we just wanted to check in on Justin's pickleball journey.
It's
Just
going
going
good, man.
great.
2.5 months in, and I would say I'm a solid 2.8 and a half
Inches,
ish.
or I just inch. And then okay, so like you're not obviously you're not playing with the Ben Johns paddle right now. So like, what are you rocking right now?
Oh, do I get to plug? Do I get to plug
Oh,
it?
you're plugging. What's
I'm
your
plugging,
what's
bro.
your
So
the discount code BTB10
actually,
Justin 10?
if you want to go to vaticpro.com, you can use my discount code
Oh, yes, you got a discount code.
LAMA10 for 10% off any paddle.
Yeah, can you say that again? Because I think I talked to you. Your
Are you
discount.
serious?
Yeah. Say your discount code again.
Okay.
I think I was talking while you're saying it. That's why.
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah, for real, if you want to go to Vatic, if you are interested in a Vatic paddle, Vatic Pro paddle, you can go to their website. My discount code is LAMA10 for 10% off gear or paddles. I picked up the Vatic Pro Prism E7. It's the taller, skinny one. Most people rock with the Flash because it's lighter.
Mm.
I did have a little trouble with this in the beginning. Weight wise, I was losing a lot of hand battles because I was too weak. My shoulders and arms just weren't there.
Mm.
Very easy, correct? I just started doing curls, shoulder, bench, push ups, and literally hand speed is completely fixed. I will say, nothing against these paddles. I have played with Ace. Was it the Spade?
I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah. I didn't get the club yet when
I
you were here.
played with the Spade in Hawaii, and even as a brand new baby pickleball player, the Spade is still the better paddle in comparison. But for under $100, I think this is a great value.
So how did you come across that one in terms of like what were you researching or?
I was researching good beginner paddles, and for some reason, Vatic Pro was showing up quite a bit in comparison to the Ben Johns Hyperion.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, even they were doing the side by side, the ball bouncing, the guys were using them on forehand, backhands, and swing rates and all that. And it was hanging in there. So I was like, oh, instead of spending $250, let's drop 90 and see what happens.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And funny story, do you see the edge guard on this?
Yeah.
This is actually the edge guard from the Franklin paddle
Oh,
that you
really?
wrapped for me. I pulled it off.
Go get some
And
electrical
I do
tape.
have a pickleball mantra.
Basement overpower.
In case anyone is interested, that is what I do.
I just want to hit it hard.
Dude, why do people drive at me like that? Why does everyone drive so hard? And why do they get mad when you just like it's coming at you and you're just like
Yeah,
and they
that's usually the majority of the rec play group that I've noticed playing in a few places in the mainland. But I mean, that's all they're used to playing. That's what everybody else does. And then like usually like the higher rated play is like when it comes to like the soft touch and stuff like that. So that's where like even though if like I feel like if you're losing, if you're the only person that's getting your third drops in, that's resetting the ball more than everyone else on that court with you, along with your partner, I feel like that's a win in itself. Because like obviously they can't do that.
oh, I'm an
And they're not.
asshole, bro. I start keeping score on my partner. How many points you cost us, bro? You on 8 right now. Just letting you know. You on 8. I'm on 2.
Damn, I'm on 2.
No, I'm
Get the
just
serve
kidding.
over.
I'm not like that at all. There has been one instant
Bet.
I had to. Don't make me nasty Nelson somebody. I'll do it.
Go for it.
I'll get
Go
arrested.
go for the Karens. Serving on the left hand. Yeah, please describe
Bro,
this text.
what?
This text message
What?
that you sent me. talk to me like you're just texting me for the first time right now about this situation.
Okay. This person that has been destroying me since my rookie days in Gladstone has become upset that
Also, this history.
I've reached their level and have
Oh,
started beating them. So yesterday, I'm playing a game. I start serving. I have a left-handed teammate, female, Tongan female named Faye. She's awesome. I serve, bam, point, another one, battle, point. This goes on. We're up 3-0. I'm back at the starting position. It's 3-0-2 at this point. I go to serve, and she goes, wait. The opposing team. Wait. You have a left-handed player. Okay? She was supposed to start serving. What? Is that a... Yeah, in pickleball, the left-handed person has to serve first. What?
wow.
And I was like, I had the ball in my hand. I was like, is that a Gladstone rule? And she goes, no, that's everyone knows that's a rule. And I looked over at my partner, and she was like, I guess it is. And I'm like,
Wow.
I don't think it. Like, I was convinced that was not a rule, but I was like, all right. So I gave her the ball, and we played the game. We ended up winning. It was a close game, but I did, like I said, she lined up in the next serve that I had. I tried to nasty Nelson her. And it was one of those where it came at her and she had to. So I moved her. She was crowding the kitchen a little bit on my nerves.
I got on her head, so that's how you guys pull off the win.
But yeah, that was so frustrating. But yeah, I texted you immediately. I was like, bro, is that a rule?
Yeah.
Real?
I mean, that's
And it's not, right? Because
It's not at all.
I understand that strategically, maybe to keep the middle in the beginning.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, if you have a left-handed player with you, ideally you want to start them there, and then if you want to up the strategy a little bit, learn stacking and learn how to keep that person there, just because the forehands are covering the middle.
Well, what I was about to do, what I wanted to do was have my partner serve and then just yell switch and see what the opposing team did. Because then what? What do you like?
Yeah. If they're not keeping track, then it's very hard to. If they're not keeping track and there's no certified ref, then that's kind of hard to keep track sometimes.
But it was a bogus. It was completely bogus. Yeah, and because I'm new and because she's been playing for years, I was like, okay.
No, that's the kind of shit that kind of just ruins it for like people. Like,
yeah,
that's
honestly,
like
that was
you know what I mean?
that was the 5 days ago I played. I mean, granted, I got sick, but I would have played through this. But I was like, I'm gonna give it that pissed me off a little bit. I'm gonna give it a second. Yeah. But also, I don't want it to piss me off because then she's in my head. So.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a lot more than where that came from. Not necessarily from her, just wherever you're gonna go.
I've noticed on the challenge courts that's strategy. Talking is strategy a little bit.
Oh yeah. Trying to get in your head, but you try not to let it get to me.
Oh, yeah.
Tournament doesn't really get to me. Sometimes rec play it does, especially if I'm messing up sometimes.
Oh yeah. When I get pissed off, I notice what I won't plant my feet before I hit the ball. I'll run through it and I'll knock it. I'll sail everything wide or too far. Like, you know what I mean? On the third shot.
Yeah.
Trying to give it back. I'll run through it instead of plant my feet. Hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Momentum still getting you, and then you're just all over the place.
And then learning to play defense, that's been fairly new for me.
Mm. So like, well, what's like top tips like is for your defense? Like, what kind of defense are you approaching?
So I was really strict about getting to the kitchen fast in the beginning. I mean, immediately as fast as I could. But I noticed you gotta, with experience maybe, you gotta kind of pay attention to the ball and how it bounces, the apex of that ball. Because if you're in the kitchen and the apex is above the net, probably gonna get body bagged pretty hard if those people are driving. Yeah. So what I learned defensively, since my blocking wasn't good, was to do another no, and it was I would wait. I'd run up to no man's land, plant, wait for it to get it back, and then I would get to the kitchen. Kind of giving myself one play grace. But what I learned from that is they're going to target your feet if they drive and they have good aim. So I did what you said. I just focused on blocking. I would sit by a wall, drive it as hard as I could, and just focus on blocking it. And my resets have gotten better. The only tip I could provide off playing with people with power is learn to block. Learn to block and drop it into the kitchen off the block if you can.
Nice.
But
all right, we are approaching the half-hour mark. Well, I was just running this before he even had time to jump on, just to make sure everything was going good.
Okay.
But yeah, is there anything else that you want to touch up on? Because I was just gonna leave you like I had like one more question or like one more request before we finish this thing. But is there anything you wanna
no, man,
talk about, bring up? Anything you wanna ask me, I guess, or if there's something that I forgot on? But I think we covered most of everything.
I think we're good.
For the most part.
Save more for an episode 2.
Shoots. All right. Yeah. Let's do like a recap on when you do visit back here, and
Okay.
I mean that you're definitely coming back here. But yeah, let's I guess closing out, share us a few words of like people getting into pickleball, like something that you learned, and then we'll just call it from there.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, if there's one thing I've learned, and then one thing I could definitely preach with pickleball is, when you're learning, there is always, for the most part, 9 times out of 10, there's always going to be a pickleball player that is willing to take you under their wing, teach you the game, help you improve. But you will run into the people that don't have the patience for a new player, don't have the patience for that. Don't let it discourage you. That's like in the rarest form that happens. That did happen to me in the beginning. I actually had a guy come onto the court and say that he'd been watching me play, knew I was a beginner, and he walked onto the court just to tell me this and walk off. He said, "I'm here to play, not give free lessons," and then walked away, left me on the court looking stupid with 2 other people. I was extremely discouraged and almost left. But literally the following person that came on was one of the instructors of the club, nicest lady ever, Diana, and she stuck with me. Said, "Don't worry about that. That guy's a jerk. It's not the first time he's done that." And, but not only that, stick with it. Don't get discouraged. You will have fun. You will get addicted. And the second part to this is it will improve your quality of life. Rather you believe it or not, being active for your heart and your health, all of your organs, kidney, liver, lungs, and the mental health that you get from just people, being around people, meeting people, having conversation, being competitive, rather it's light or heavy. Very good for the mental health. And fun fact, I believe I saw this, correct me if I'm wrong, people that play paddle sports, including pickleball, live 9 years longer than the average human. Facts.
Especially if you write music, add 4 more years to that. So yeah. Oh yeah. I felt like that was a pretty damn good session. But yeah, just closing it out. People, if you like to get to know Justin's musical side, links for the band Beware the Bear will be below. New music has been out since he's visited Hawaii. His discount code will also be below for the Vatic Pro pickleball company that he's in. Justin, could you say what that discount code was?
Yeah, the discount code is LAMA10. And that's
Awesome.
M as in Mary.
Mary. And then if you see the merch on me or on Justin, links to that will be below at shop.natchpickleball.com. I'm Zach, and this is Justin. This will not be our last time podcasting together. We do have other podcasts involving music, so I'll put links to that as well. But Justin, thank you for your time. Let me know how it goes. I'm pretty sure we'll text each other after this.
Yep.
Stuff like that. But I'm getting hungry right now, so I'll go edit this video and we'll have it up by today. But yeah. All right, bro. Take it easy. Love you.
You too, man. Love you too.
All right. Peace.
Peace.